I'll have it ready for you in a moment.
I made a couple of extra calls. The operator has the charges.
Yes, sir.
You had waited till after dinner to move.
Mrs. Cord called, said that they were waiting for me.
You're going to be having a lot of dinners there. Your grandfather conceded one small point.
Dad, I thought my moving in with Grandfather was going to stop the sniping between you two.
You're right. I guess I'm a little edgy. Rod, I want you to know something. You're going to be living there, that's all. You don't owe your grandfather anything. You're not his possession.
Yeah, sure.
I mean it, son.
I know you mean it.
I'll drive over with you.
Why?
I want to. It's the least I can do.
Dad, please, let's not make a ceremony out of this thing. Do me a favor, will you? Let's not make it something it's not. It's a bargain. That's all it'll ever be. A bargain.
You can look at it that way if you want to, I suppose. Sure, sir. Can I have a word with you?
Well, I'm afraid someone's waiting for me in the dining room.
It'll only take a minute.
Hello, Rod.
Mr. Schuster.
I'm very glad to hear that you were cleared.
Oh, thank you. I'm just so sorry that your daughter had to be dragged into this.
Well, that's all past now. You have any plans?
No, nothing at the moment.
You checking out of here?
Yes, I'm moving in with my grandfather.
Oh, I see. The big house with a game of musical names. First the Peyton house, then the Harrington house, then the Schuster house. And now the Peyton house again. The circle is complete. I think it's going to remain the Peyton house.
Schuster. This isn't very easy for me to say.
Now, if you're going to apologize, please don't. I was merely a temporary replacement.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. There's no need to pretend. I'm really rather relieved that it's over. When I started this job, it was with a great deal of enthusiasm. My instincts warned me it was a family-run company. Never taken in a stranger before. But I told myself with enthusiasm and hard work and results, I could counteract family. But I was kidding myself all along. Now it's your turn to kid yourself. You see, one of the nice things about being free is that you can tell the truth at last.
My taking over the mill is not something for you to belittle in front of my son.
How sensitive you are. Did I hit a soft spot?
Goodbye, Schuster.
Rod, why don't you come to New York? I'll help you find a job.
Oh, I wish I could. But I can't.
It's too late for your father, Rod. But it's not too late for you. He's got his mill back. It's a hollow victory, but he's walking into his trap with his eyes open. Don't you walk into that same trap.
Rodn, come on.
Just a minute.
Can you see it? Can you see what your future is like laid out for you here? They're going to get you into that mill. They'll start you at the bottom, but they're going to keep that executive seat warm for you. And then you and your father are going to make daily visits to your grandfather for his instructions for the rest of his life. That's a spider web, Rod. They'll squeeze the manhood right out of you.
Schuster, that's enough.
Shut up, Harrington. Take a good look, Rod. Your whole life will be 2 steps to the right, 2 steps to the left. When I came here, I thought I was coming to a hick town, frankly. But I was walking right into the middle of a Greek tragedy. Everyone's fate is predetermined here. Everyone is covered with guilt here. You people are strangling each other. You don't really love each other. You don't really hate each other. But you possess each other. You strangle each other and strangle the town. Get out of it. Get out of it now. Or you never will.
I can't.
Well, good luck. And if you do change your mind, look me up.
I will. I've got to get going. My grandfather's waiting for me at the house.
No, I'm in the
You surprised me.
I doubt that.
Well, you really did surprise me. I'd have expected you, of all people, as the father of the hit-and-run victim, to have attended my wife's trial. It was today, you know.
I know it.
It was a news item. As a newspaper editor, you had a legitimate reason to cover it. You are going to write a story about it, aren't you?
I'll cover it, yes.
Yes, I'm sure you will. Well, whatever you decide to write about my wife, I want to thank you and your family for not attending her trial.
You have nothing to thank me for.
Well, I know better than that, and so do you. If you and your wife and your daughter had appeared in court today, it would have had quite an emotional impact. I'm sure it would have been a lot rougher on her than it was. She was given a year's suspended sentence. I doubt if you'll feel that justice has been done.
You really don't want my opinion on that, do you?
Look, Fowler, I know you didn't come here to express your heartfelt appreciation.
I'd have thought you'd expect to see Marion sit in jail for a year at the very least.
As you can see, I'm swamped here. Aside from everything else, I've got a special edition to get out.
You think that just because you've been trying to cut my throat in your newspaper, I'm incapable of feeling anything but hatred for you?
I'd be a fool to think anything else.
The hunter's obliged to face the animal he's killed or wounded, part of the sport.
Look, Fowler, wouldn't it be neater and cleaner if you just sued me for libel, or you resigned from office, or even took a pot shot at me instead of us having this friendly chat about it?
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not going to dignify your attack by suing you for libel, even though I do have a pretty good case against you.
All right, you're not going to sue me for libel, and you're not going to fight. That doesn't disappoint me. It doesn't surprise me either.
And I'm not going to resign either. That editorial of yours demanding my resignation was hardly necessary. My term of office is up in a couple of months, and I still haven't decided whether to run again. But I won't be forced, Carson. You can run that black-bordered editorial of yours every day from now until the election, and I still won't be intimidated.
I've said all I'm going to say about you, or to you. Look, the people of this town had a right to know the facts about you. That's all. That's it. Now, I really do have a lot of work to do.
You're right, the people have had a good look at me. But they've also had a good look at you. When you tried to beat my brains out in public, you got caught with a bloody club in your hands. So the people have had a pretty good look at you, too. And I hope you've taken a good look at yourself.
By yourself.
I heard about Mrs. Fowler.
What about her?
I heard that her trial was held today.
Yes, I heard that.
They told me that she was found guilty, but that her sentence was suspended.
I heard that, too.
I think that's fair. She's gone through so much, and I survived. I'm fine.
Allison, I'm listening.
Well, I can see you're upset about something, and I'm sorry, but I only wanted to ask you,
Not
please...
to assassinate Mrs. Fowler on the front pages of the Clarion, like I assassinated her husband. That's what you want to ask me, isn't it?
Well, not exactly, but what you wrote about her husband was so strong.
Would you like me to just forget about printing the story of Mrs. Fowler's conviction?
I just meant...
Elliot? I didn't hear you come home.
Well, maternity clothes already?
Soon. How do you like it?
I do. I like it very much. Listen, Allison, I tell you what, you write that article about Mrs. Fowler yourself and put it next to the want ads if you like. This is more important. Even if it isn't in the newspaper.
Yes, Mother.
Dinner's almost ready. Ready?
Can we wait? I'm not too hungry.
I guess so.
I've got some news. Rodney's moving into the Peyton house.
Rodney, why?
Your guess is as good as mine. But if you turn the rock over, you'll find Leslie Harrington under it somewhere.
Well, I have some news, too. Mr. Schuster's leaving the mill.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. He's a fine man.
I bet you'll find Leslie Harrington under that rock, too.
Oh, Betty, stop it.
That's true. You know it.
Guess I better go back to that roast.
Mother, can it wait? I've got more news. Stephen has asked me to marry him.
Did it surprise you?
No, but I haven't given him my answer yet.
Well, you must know, Betty. Yes or no, if you have to think about it.
Mother, I know how I feel about him. I've told you.
Yes, you've told me you found him attractive. Stimulating. You've told me you were fond of him. Betty, you've never told me you loved him.
Mother, I don't know what love is. I loved Rod, and you know where that got me.
Are you going to accept?
You'll be left alone.
You're not to concern yourself with me.
But that does concern me.
Then I take it it's going to be yes?
Yes. Well, aren't you going to wish me happiness?
Betty, your first marriage lasted such a short time now.
Mother, this one will last.
Betty.
Mother, don't say it. Don't say anything. Not now.
Back to my pot roast, huh?
Yeah, I guess I better get washed up.
Betty, if you don't love Stephen...
Mother, I can learn. I want to learn. I will learn.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
There's a meanness in Stephen, deep down. Remember those things he made me talk about in court?
He saved my brother's life.
Ignoring Betty won't make her go away. You tried that with Catherine. It didn't work. Remember?
Do you love Stephen? Do you?